They're almost kind of like the Calgary Transit brands too. And as always, here's an introduction. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people around the world. This is the ETS bus 2019-2020 New Flyer Excelsior 40-foot low floor bus unit of 7137 on 4 Capilano here in Edmonton, Alberta. Enjoy the bus ride, folks. So how was your day, bud? I gotta say that these seats, they're almost kind of like the Calgary Transit brand their buses have. I've been on their New Flyer Excelsiors. But I gotta say, these ETS New Flyer Excelsiors are so amazing too. I just like the seats back here. These seats are my favorite. The one near the back is my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah. These seats.
These seats,
Yeah. They're very comfortable too. Less slippery too. The 2018 New Flyer Excelsiors are a little slippery. But I like the seating here too. Ah, yes. I realize this one is the frequent and the busiest.
So this one is busy.
Yeah.
Number 9 is the other one that's busy.
Yeah. Honestly, in my opinion, I wish they have articulated buses for that route. Because they always do that.
I lived in 3 different cities. The best one is Vancouver. They have the best transit system there.
I've rode their SkyTrain.
Yeah. It runs 24 hours.
Really? I've been on the subway in Toronto.
It's not run by a person, it's run by...
Automatic.
Yeah, so you can sit at the front. Pretty nice.
Hey, on the T1 subways on our Bloor Danforth line in Toronto, you can get a view.
Yeah.
You can also get the back and do a rear view. You get a view when you go through the tunnel. It's the front is the fun part. But I gotta swear, they move quick. They're like a jet engine on rails, back and forth. May's coming up too. My birthday is May the 12th. I always do YouTube stuff for my birthday too. Mark this special occasion. But I gotta say, I love all the buses. I've also liked the Proterra ones too. They move quick too, like a fast elevator. Well, traction elevator. But most importantly, I kind of like to say I love all the crosstown, the community. I tried the new routes the other day. The ones in the south side I know. Yeah. And some in the southwest area here I'm very familiar with. And ones in South Common. But they are lovely areas too. One thing I gotta say about these buses, they have a nice LED light and a green lantern. It's almost kind of like an elevator, but similar. You know, like Otis series. But I like all the buses of all kinds. Holy sponge! Holy cow, what was that? New bus routes in effect. I kind of like the announcement how it says new bus routes in effect. They should do like a Mickey Mouse one. Like, new bus routes in effect. But I realize the on-demand transit is only for the neighborhood buses too. Like the neighborhood areas here. Yeah. I just realized you'd have to call it ahead of time too. But I've been collecting the new maps. Like this one. The new 900. With the X, that means express. I've never seen that on the bus before, but I've seen it in some places like in random elevators. You know, express elevator trips. So, I myself, I have an interest in random buses, LRT trains, subways, streetcars, GO trains, and commuter routes. And even entertainment, DJs. Yep. I remember this used to be the old routes, but not anymore. But I kind of like the seats because it's got that little semicircle. Kind of similar like the Calgary transit buses they have, except they have stop buttons on theirs. But I gotta say though, all the buses are beautiful all year round.
Oh, yeah.
ETS always gets more. I remember they used to be the New Flyer diesel 40 foots too when I first started taking here.
Remember when I first moved here in 2001, we had those older buses?
Oh yeah, I moved here in 2003 when I was 10.
I was in grade 10. That's when they still have those older buses here.
Yeah, I remember riding them too.
And then they still have those in downtown, Jasper Ave, they still have those streetcars.
The trolley buses, they don't have them anymore.
Oh,
They used to, but not now.
cut off. Vancouver still has those.
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver doesn't use gas for their buses. They don't use diesel. They use electric and water.
Proterra has electric.
Right?
It's
Yeah, but they use that. They don't use diesel.
yeah. I know the GO train in Ontario, where I used to live in Hamilton, and the GO bus, they also are operated by diesel. And it's very strong too, how it moves. Plus our T1 subways, they have engines and controls at both ends of the train. But I gotta say, this is a lot quicker, other than that scenic route.
Oh, I know that this is better.
Yeah,
My first time going on this way, it's faster.
it's a lot faster too, and it'll get me where I need to be. Sometimes after work, sometimes when I'm off. And I gotta say, these are my favorite seats. I love the ones, not just the middle of the bus, but near the back or any seats. I stay there, stay put, I'm happy. Boom.
You ever, before COVID, did you ever go anywhere? Like, did you ever go to the States or anything?
I went to Walt Disney World when I was 14 years old. The first time it was me, my mom, my grandma and grandpa 13 years ago. It was after I started taking ETS here. I told all the Disney princesses I've always taken the bus on my own.
When we used to live in BC, we used to drive to Disneyland.
Disney World's the happiest place on earth.
That was really nice, sir. But, I went to Argentina a couple times.
I've been to Calgary for the Stampede. I got into the Stampede. I got interested going there 4 years ago last summer in 2017, 3 years before 2018, 2 years ago 2019. And I have an interest in filming elevators there too.
I flew to Argentina a couple times. It was nice.
My grandparents and we used to go to museums in Ottawa on my travels. In fact, I also love taking the subway at Union Station at our familiar places in the downtown, where I used to go to with my Auntie Paula and my mom. And one of our places on the Bloor Danforth, Ossington Station, is my go-to. It used to be with my Auntie Paula and my mom a long time ago, before and after we moved here. Now I do it myself, because I'm very careful and smart. And also use common sense too. Now the HSR buses in Hamilton have random buses too. New Flyers of all kinds. New Flyer Excelsiors, bendy buses, articulated, and also CNT Nova buses and Grand West Vicinity. But I gotta admit, I like all the buses and the New Flyers too. So they have side seats and forward seats.
How long ago did you change this route?
Yeah, some of the HSR buses, their route's interlined, but I'm used to it. I don't mind it at all. But like my mom always says, as long as you're being very careful and always attention what's
I
right.
always sanitize after I leave the bus.
Me too.
So,
I have a little sanitizer in my pocket.
Throw it in my bag. I'm always careful.
And some extra wipes too. Plus, I have to change these masks every 4 hours.
You don't know if you wipe things in the handles.
Oh yeah. Yep. Before this used to be the Model 6, but not anymore. But I gotta say with this frequent 4, it's much quicker now. But in my honest opinion, I think the route for this bus should add articulated buses too. As I know they use for the Rapid. Hello. How are you, big brother? I myself, I do Mickey Mouse voice impressions too. I've ran buses, and also doing ran bus drivers too. Sometimes, and I also know one of the bus drivers who's a very good friend of mine too. And she's very nice. Goes by the name Angelina. And I also know some of the other bus drivers, Thomas and Matthew too. And one of the bus drivers in Sherwood Park I know, who's a very good friend of mine, is Casper. He's a YouTube vlogger like me, and a bus driver. He's a very good friend of mine too. I met him 2 years ago in April 2019. So I talked to him on Facebook Messenger, so it's nice to be in contact. South Campus, Fort Edmonton Park Transit Center. Well, hope you have a safe evening, bud. Good talking to you. Seem like a nice guy. There's the ETS bus 2019-2020 New Flyer Excelsior 40-foot low floor bus unit, 7136 class bus. Hey, Michael. Good to see you, buddy. These are lovely buses.